Hello. Today we are going to discuss spiral model. You can see a spiral model, and this is how it looks. There was a guy called Barry Boham. Barry Boham has developed this model in 1986. So this model is to overcome few disadvantages of the waterfall model. So whenever he has developed the model, he has given the name of a spiral model of software development and enhancement. So we will learn after small intro.
Camera rolling action.
This is how spiral model looks. So if you remember how waterfall model looks, if you haven't watched the previous video, you can find in description section on you can find on the card. Before I request you to watch and understand waterfall model, so it will be easy to understand spiral model. So let's start with the spiral model. So first here what Barry did, so he has splitted waterfall model into small chunks. So how it works? So here also we have 4 stages. First is requirement analysis, next is identify and resolve risk, third is development and test phase, and fourth part is plan for the next iteration. So few people are saying development phase here and testing phase here, and during the testing phase they will plan for the next iteration. So how it works? Initially whenever client will come up with the requirement, so in first phase they will understand the requirement. So here first this is my first iteration. In first iteration the requirement and development analysis work. So how it happens? So this is my complete product which is 100%. Here this is 100%. So what they will do, they will divide into a small chunk. So here first I will take 25% of one chunk, then 25% of second chunk. Here I will take 50% of third chunk. So this is how it will work. So what they will do, first they will understand only 25% of the product, and they will do the requirement analysis of the 25% of the product. If you take an example of the WhatsApp, story feature was not there. So let's consider they took this 25% phase of WhatsApp because story feature is not there. In third chunk they have developed the story feature. So this is how they have splitted the functionality. Here they will take the story feature. So this is the real-time example. Now what they will do, in first 25% of part, they will do the requirement analysis, and once requirement analysis done, they will identify the risk, and here itself they have given the small phase of the design. So here design phase will take place, and then once design phase is done, so in only first part, this is the only first part, they will do the development and testing. Once development and testing is done, it will go for the next iteration. Here you can consider as a plan for the next iteration or test. So if testing is pending, here testing will take place, otherwise they have to plan for the next iteration. So what they will decide in next iteration, what they are going to build, or what is the plan for the next build. So in next iteration they are going to take another 25% of the chunk. So in that again they are following the same procedure. Initially they will do the requirement analysis of this 25%, and then it will identify here we will be here in the second phase, identify and resolve the risk, and we will make the design of this page, and again development and coding and this phase. So this is how we are moving spirally. First phase is done, then we are into the second phase. Once second phase is done, then again we follow the same procedure of this 50% part, requirement analysis, risk, development, and again plan for the next iteration if we have another plan. So this is how spiral model will work. 25%, then 25, then 50, or then 10, 10, 10. This is how it works. So I hope up to this it is clear. So now we are going to discuss when we need to use the spiral model, or what are the disadvantages and advantages of the spiral model. So now we are going to discuss when we should use spiral model. So the first point is to overcome the problem of the waterfall model. So as I told, if client is not clear at initial phase, so later on he can or they can add the functionality. So this is the main purpose, overcome the problem of the waterfall. So in this case, we can adopt the spiral model, or we can go with the spiral model. Now the second point is when cost and risk evolution is important. So what happen when we are going for the large or complex product? By that time we need to consider the cost and risk. If the product is bigger, by that time we need to definitely come up with the proper estimation or cost. So in that case, if we consider only first phase and later on again we can identify the cost, risk, and in this phase we can go with the spiral model. Another is medium to high risk product. So this is again the problem of the overcome of the waterfall model. In waterfall only preferable for the small product, but here we can go with the medium or high risk product. Now the client is not clear about the requirement. So what happen when if client is not clear or market is going to change consistently? So for example, in next 1 year market is going to change. So till 1 year we can develop some functionality, later on we can move ahead with the another functionality, or client can add few more functionality in phase 2 or phase 3. So this is the plus point of the spiral model. When client is not clear or they wants to add the functionality on later phase, by that time they can go with the spiral model. Now another point is complex requirement. So definitely if product is going to a medium to high risk or medium to large scale product, in that case complex requirements should be by default complex. So in that case we can go with the spiral model. Now we will learn what are the advantages of the spiral model. So first advantages is risk analysis and risk handling. So we can easily manage the risk. Another is large product. So this is the main overcome of the waterfall model. So we can go with the large product. And another is strong approval and documentation. So what happened? So for first phase we have completed the requirement here. We completed this phase. So by that time we will have approval as well as the documentation. So here each and every phase for small chunks we have documentation. So every phase we need to go with the documentation phase and legal terms. So end of the project or end of the 1 or 2 phase we will have a strong documentation. Later on easy to add the functionality. So that's what we have discussed here. Client is not clear, so in that case we can easily add the functionality. In waterfall model what we have to do, we have to rework, we have to go from the lower stage to the upper, we have to go to the backward direction. But here what happened, we can next phase we can take the new functionality, so no need to worry about the back tracing. And customer satisfaction. So by definitely customer will satisfied with this model. What happen if customer want to add the new functionality? In simple term only, if we are going to purchase or if we are going to purchase new t-shirt or jeans, we are not satisfied with that product. So what we will do, we will return that product. So this is the software, big chunk of application. So definitely after 2 months or 3 months they will come up with the new suggestion and easily we can adapt here. So customer will satisfied with the product, process and model. So this is the main aim of the spiral model. So now we'll discuss about the disadvantages of the spiral model. So first disadvantages is costly and complicated. This model is compared to the waterfall model, this model is costly because for in each stage, for example we are working on a first stage, second stage. So if we reach on the third stage, by that time also we need designer or some other resource, because we are again going to reach there, again going to reach back there. For smaller product this model is not preferable. What happens if we have smaller product, then we are going to split into multiple iterations, then it will be a problem. So it is not preferable for the smaller product, and time spent is more and difficulty in time management. So what happened, for example we reach on the development or testing phase. So by that time what designer will do, what this requirement analysis team and this team will do. So time management will be difficult. So here we cannot track entire product easily. These are few disadvantages of the waterfall model. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment section. I will be happy to answer. And this video is dedicated for the newly engineering students or anyone want to switch to the software testing field. So you can share with them. It will be beneficial for me. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe.